House Republicans are pushing back on Biden's climate change agenda by proposing their own environmental overhaul that would expand nuclear power, make energy easier to transport and invest in new technology. On Monday, top Republicans on the House Energy and Commerce Committee announced a series of bills to serve as what they call a realistic alternative to the unworkable, pie-in-the-sky ideas, such as the Green New Deal, pushed by Democrats. To that end, the GOP proposal aims to balance the lowering of greenhouse gas emissions with protecting energy jobs and keeping America globally competitive. Representative Kathy McMorris Rodgers of Washington, the top Republican on the Energy and Commerce panel, said, "These energy and climate solutions will help modernize our infrastructure and ensure America continues to lead the world in reducing emissions, while keeping the lights on and energy costs low for hardworking Americans." Dubbed the Securing Cleaner American Energy agenda, it aims to streamline regulations for new nuclear power plants to be built across the country. Republicans argue modernized guidelines will help diversify the energy sector by curbing the reliance on fossil fuels for electricity generation. Remove barriers, both regulatory and legal, that make it more difficult to build oil and gas pipelines across domestic and international borders. As part of the effort, the package also makes it easier to export and import natural gas. Authorize the construction of the Keystone XL pipeline between Canada and the United States Gulf Coast. Prohibit the banning of hydraulic fracturing, or fracking, to extract natural gas from shale rock formations. The plan also has provisions to prevent the release of further methane gas, often a byproduct of oil and natural gas production, into the atmosphere. Mandate that the Department of Energy develop a stockpile of critical minerals and sources, including those used in nuclear power such as uranium, to ensure the country is not reliant upon foreign powers during times of crisis. Invest in new hydropower projects and other water-powered technology. Promote federal tax dollars for carbon capture projects and technology. Carbon capture is a process in which greenhouse gas emissions are captured before they can enter the atmosphere and are reused or stored underground. Republicans hope that further research on the topic can revolutionize the fossil fuel industry. Mrs. McMorris Rodgers and her colleagues hope that by proposing their own, workable solutions to climate change, they can show there is a bipartisan way on the topic. Despite such hopes, it is unlikely that the GOP's proposal will be adopted by Democrats. The problem is over not only policy, but also ambition. Democrats, led by Mr. Biden and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, say the threat posed by climate change requires nothing short of a total overhaul of the United States economy. Using that standard, Democrats are working on their own environmental bill, which already spans nearly 1,000 pages. That legislation, known as the Clean Future Act, sets the United States on a path to reach net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050, a goal set by the Paris Climate Agreement, which Mr. Biden has rejoined. Among other provisions, the bill dictates that the United States must institute a 100% clean, carbon-free electricity standard by 2035. To accelerate the transition, all retail electricity suppliers must reach at least 80% clean energy by 2030 and all electric utilities must offer some form of solar power to customers. Ironically, although perhaps in a sign of just how far apart Democrats and Republicans are on the topic, the Clean Future Act does not include two proven tactics for cutting carbon emissions. Most notably, the bill cracks down on oil and natural gas pipelines and makes no mention of nuclear power. Transporting crude oil or natural gas via pipeline is less fossil fuel intensive than moving it by rail or truck. Environmentalists have ignored that reality, arguing instead that the threat of pipelines leaking is more immediate. According to the Nuclear Energy Institute. Similarly, nuclear energy has no place in the Democratic agenda, despite it being one of the only stable energy sources to be carbon-free. More than 55% of all carbon-free electricity produced in the United States comes from nuclear. The Biden administration and congressional Democrats, though, appear unwilling to use nuclear power because of public anxieties regarding a potential meltdown. A movie about the life and times of Hunter Biden is in the works, but it's not coming out of Hollywood. Conservative Irish filmmakers Anne McElhinney and Phelim McAleer announced Tuesday the launch of a 60-day crowdfunding campaign aimed at raising $2.5 million for My Son Hunter, a film, based on the true story, of President Biden's 51-year-old son. Mr. McAleer said in a video post on mysonhunter.com. "It's about Hunter Biden and his corrupt business dealings. This movie's going to tell the whole story, China, Russia, Ukraine, and you can help make this happen." Hunter Biden acknowledged in December that the United States Attorney in Delaware is investigating his tax filings and denied any wrongdoing, but clearly the filmmakers are leery. The film's website shows images of the president and Hunter Biden along with the United States and Chinese flags and a pair of pole dancers with the title, My Son Hunter. The family comes first. Ms. McElhinney said, "This is an incredibly fascinating story. It's Austin Powers meets King Lear, with a dash of House of Cards. The story is so compelling that viewers on both sides of the aisle will find it incredibly entertaining. Republicans are likely to find it more entertaining than Democrats after the 2020 presidential election, which Mr. Biden won despite the New York Post's bombshell reports about Hunter's alleged trading on the family name for lucrative international business deals." The filmmakers, known for documentaries such as Frack Nation, are crowdfunding pros. Their 2018 feature film, Gosnell, starring Earl Billings and Dean Cain, was financed by a $2.4 million campaign on Indiegogo. The latest movie has yet to be cast, but British actor Lawrence Fox is reportedly considering playing the role of Hunter Biden. Mr. Fox told the United Kingdom Telegraph in a March 6 interview that he would run for London mayor on the Reclaim Party ticket to fight extreme political correctness. The provocative filmmakers also wrote and produced the 2019 play, FBI Lovebirds. Undercovers, a dramatic reading of texts between anti-Trump FBI agent Peter Strzok and FBI lawyer Lisa Page, which starred Mr. Cain and Kristy Swanson. Gosnell, The Trial of America's Biggest Serial Killer, a 2013 film about the murder trial of Philadelphia urban Dr. Kermit Gosnell, was the largest crowdfunding campaign ever for a movie, but My Son Hunter would surpass it if the goal is met. Mr. McAleer said in a statement. The media and big tech covered up the bombshell report by the New York Post that showed the depth of corruption in the Biden family. The truth deserves to be told and it needs to be seen by as many people as possible. An entertaining and enjoyable movie is the best way to tell the story of the Biden family's corruption and to ensure as many people are educated about this as possible. Hunter Biden said his tax matters have been handled legally and appropriately. His father has defended his business dealings, saying in October that nothing was unethical, and denied any knowledge of his son's business affairs. In October, Twitter locked for 16 days the New York Post's account over stories based on emails on a laptop reportedly left by Hunter Biden at a repair shop in Delaware, saying the reporting violated its hacked materials policy. Then, the account was restored after Twitter revised its policies.